Interesting simulation problem. Suppose a retail store has a toy to sell, and its demand distribution is normal with mean 600 and standard deviation 100. Now the store decides to order 700 units. We need to figure out the average or expected sales if the store ordered this 700 units. And also the store wants to figure out what's the chance it will have some leftover, in particular have more than 50 units of inventory leftover. Let's see how it works. Here I have put down some basic quantities. The mean of this demand distribution is 600, standard deviation is 100. The decision is 700, and the outcome, of course, we want to see expected, i.e. average sales, and we also want to know leftover is greater than 500. Alright, so let's do the simulation. Now let's just figure out the first round, okay? Then we do many rounds of simulation. Now, as we have shown earlier, you need to generate a random seed between 0 and 1, and then you use norm_inv to simulate the actual outcome. So here's the cumulative probability and the mean. I'm using absolute reference and standard deviation. You can press F4 to anchor these two quantities. And now this is one demand simulated demand outcome. Now sales. Is demand sales the same? Well, in this case it is, because demand is 582 and I have 7 units on hand, so that works. But let's try another outcome. What about this one? If demand is 704, can you sell 704? The answer is negative, because you only have 700 on hand, remember? So with this discussion, hopefully you'll see that the sales is actually the minimum of the simulated demand and what you have on hand. Okay, whichever is less. So I'm going to press F4. So this is the sales number. Okay, so minimum between the two. Now, well, after I have sales, as you can see here, the difference between my order quantity and my sales is the leftover. So for example, well, you just see demand is 718. Of course, I sell whatever I have on hand. I don't have any leftover. Now we're gonna use an if statement. If this guy is greater than 50, we're gonna record as a 1, meaning that now we have more than 50 units left over. But if not, let's say 0. That's our first round of simulation. Now what we can do now is to simulate many rounds. So insert series, column, step value. How about we stop at 10,000? Okay, and those, well, if you press Control down, you will see that indeed we have 10,000 units, 10,000 rounds. So what I'm going to do is just to double click, and then you can see now we have, in a matter of seconds, completed this 10,000 rounds. Now what we want to do is we figure out the average. We just take the expected here equal to average of our sales number, and press Control Shift down, Now you can see that our average is actually 592, a bit less than the average of the demand distribution. And the probability, we can just do sum of those 0 and 1s and divide it by the number of rounds of simulation, 10,000. So you can see that there are actually quite a bit of probability that you're gonna have leftover of more than 50 units. Now it should be no surprise to you because on average you sell 590 and yet you ordered 700, right? So about 69% of the time you're going to be stuck with more than 50 units. So you can see that this simulation, while it is simple, but actually can yield very important insights so that the managers would actually use and to guide their decisions. Now, in the later post, I will share how the manager can further improve its management decisions by incorporating costs and benefits. But this one simulation illustrated the techniques involved. All right, that's it. Thank you.